Hi everyone, my name's Meg and today I am going to show you how you can plant some seeds into an old juice or milk carton so that if you haven't got a garden you can still plant some seeds and put them on the kitchen window ledge, or if you do want to put them outside you can put them there but you don't have to go and buy an expensive plant pot. So there's just a few things that you're going to need today. It's really nice and straightforward, but if at any point you need to pause this video to go and grab anything you need or have a think about it, then absolutely feel free to do so. The other thing is that we will be using scissors today, so if you need any help at all from an adult, just go and grab them and they can help you out. So the things that you will need for this activity is an empty carton. So I've got an orange juice carton here, but like I say, any drink, milk will do, a pair of scissors, some seeds. Now they could be seeds from a packet like these, or they could be seeds that have come from something that you've cooked with. So for example, peppers are a really good example. When you cut them open, inside there's lots of seeds, and what you can do is put them on a bit of kitchen roll on the side and leave them to dry out for a couple of days, and then you can use those to plant your own seeds, and then that's a really cheap, cost-effective way of doing it. And then the only other thing that you'll need is some compost, like what I've got here. But if you don't have any, maybe ask your neighbour, see if they've got some. If you ask an adult, they might be able to offer some for you. So it's just very straightforward, the things that we're going to need, and I'll show you what we're going to do first. Okay, so what we're going to do first is we're going to cut, this is going to be our container, our pot if you like, and what we're going to do is we're going to cut this top piece out. So with your scissors, like I say, if you need an adult's help at this point, just go and grab them. I want you to pierce a hole into the front, and then we're going to cut out a rectangle. You can leave a tiny little bit around the edge like this, and when it's done I'll show you. Okay, so now we've got an empty carton that's got the front cut out of it, and I've given it a quick rinse beforehand, but if there's any dregs of any drinks left in, we'll just give it a quick rinse. Now that is going to be the container that we pop our soil into, so it's up to you for the next part whether you want to use gloves, but you can just do it with your bare hands, but make sure you wash your hands afterwards. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take the compost, I'm going to pack it inside this container now. Okay, so as you can now see, I've got that nice and full all the way to the top. It's nicely packed in there. You can put the lid on here, but I'm going to leave it as almost like a little drainage system, so that if I water in it gets too full, it can pour out the sides, and if it rains, it can sleep in there just to get some water to these seeds. So now that we've got this nice and compressed, I'm going to take the seeds. Now everyone's will be slightly different. You need to check that the seeds are okay to be sown indoors. But most of them, if you dig your finger in like this and press down, you can make a little hole. Now if you spread them out, so I'm going to maybe put 3 in here so it's not overly full, dig a little well with your finger. That is where we're going to plant the seeds. Okay, so as you can see, I've got some seeds here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop 1 into each of these little holes, and then I'm going to cover the holes back over again to make sure the seeds are fully covered, and that's going to give them the maximum chance to grow properly. So I'm going to pat that down back on top. So we've got 3 in there, and then we're going to give it a little water, so I'll dribble some water over the top, and then this is ready to either go on your kitchen side in a bit of sunlight but not direct sunlight, and also either outside or in like any balcony areas you've got, wherever you want to put this basically. And then depending on what seed you've got, if you're inside you're going to need to make sure that you're watering it regularly. If you're outside and it's a rainy time of year, obviously the rain's doing it for you, but if it's really dry or it's the middle of summer, just bear in mind that you're going to need to water the seeds to make sure that they actually grow into the plants. Okay, so what I've done here is I've popped it on the kitchen side where it's going to get a little bit of sunlight coming in, but it's in a place that's obvious for me so that I can keep watering it and make sure that I can keep an eye on how it's growing. But you can put this in any space you've got inside, on a window ledge or outside. Okay, so I've been keeping an eye on these seeds for a few days, maybe the last week and a half, 2 weeks, and I've been watering them nice and regularly because they're inside and they've been in a bit of sunlight, and as you can see, the seeds have now grown into the start of some little plants. So you can keep watering them and keep looking after them and see how they grow. If they look like they're getting a little bit big for this pot, you can see if you've got a bigger tub that you could grow them in. You could even move them outside, even if it's only on the doorstep. You could even put them in something like an ice cream tub full of soil with some holes in the bottom so that it can drain. But as you can see, here is how to grow your own seeds in an empty juice box. Okay everyone, I hope you've really enjoyed this video. I hope it's given you some inspiration that you can grow your own vegetables or herbs in your own kitchen or in a small piece of outdoor space, and you don't need much room and you don't need much equipment, so absolutely anybody can do this. You don't have to be a professional gardener, you can be a complete beginner, and it's a really nice activity for you to do with anybody that lives with you or even friends, because you could do this outside nice and spaced out from each other. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.